Now, given that With Love, Meghan Season 2 is already labeled as an internal ratings disaster over at Netflix HQ, and we all witnessed exactly what happened with the trailer situation for Season 2, it is being bombarded by tons of critics out there, tons of those that have a level head on their shoulders, that have common sense, calling out this show for what it really is by Netflix. It truly is just another piece of garbage that Ted Sarandos spewed out there that nobody was asking for, and it's also a facade, I must add. It's really not Season 2, this is really nothing more than With Love, Meghan Season 1 Part 2, because all the episodes were filmed in bulk at once. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that, yes, we do know that she is going to be getting a handful of one-off projects here and there, but that does not actually detach things from the fact that there are a lot of those over at Netflix that are still taking action against her, that are still very much frustrated with her overly demanding behavior and how difficult she truly is to work with. And this is where it really begins to actually go out of control when it comes to the whole marketing campaign for the show, when it comes to the whole press tour related to this series, especially for this, quote-unquote season, if you will. What's interesting here has a lot more to do with the whole ending scene related to With Love, Meghan Season 2 and exactly how she got punished by Netflix producers, the executives, etc., in light of the overall re-editing process. Let's get into this. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that, yes, we do know that she doesn't take criticism very well, especially when it comes to social media, but I think that she gets even more bent out of shape over criticism coming internally from Netflix. So, what's interesting here is that with the Meghan Markle backlash going viral beyond belief for Season 2 of her show, one significant development that has been active involves more to do with Meghan Markle getting punished by Netflix in the best way possible by, of course, Netflix executives and producers, and how it was done at last minute as they are in the final stages of re-editing the show days before its release on the 26th. Now, it turns out that Netflix executives and producers decided to make a swift move by taking serious action toward the ending of With Love, Meghan Season 2, which failed at all 7 test screenings behind the scenes. It turns out that the ending of With Love, Meghan Season 2 consisted of Meghan Markle and her friends, with a handful of celebrity cameos, were shown cooking on a beach on Malibu, in Malibu, California. This was best described to be Zuma Beach, or within that area, where Meghan was seen barbecuing with her friends and singing along and lip-syncing to rap music with the celebrity guests and cameos that made a short appearance. Now, what made the entire scene far too cringeworthy, even for the test screeners that took place, was that not only was the presentation terrible when it involved the acting and line delivery, but Meghan Markle was reportedly dressed up exactly like Pamela Anderson from Pamela Anderson's Cooking with Love show toward the end of her show as well. The barbecue session on the Malibu Beach session in California between Meghan Markle and her friends, lip-syncing to rap music, was best described to be a deal-breaker by screeners, and screeners even gave a premature warning to Netflix executives that this would cause a significant ratings drop for the show, even if the season did well for both the beginning and the middle. After Meghan's disastrous press tour, Netflix decided to make a bold decision by deleting this entire ending, and they are now sticking with a very safe and bare-bones style ending by combining leftover footage with other footage that was shot for the reshoots. Now, Meghan Markle was reportedly fuming over the fact that when she learned that all the work that she did on Malibu Beach came to a complete waste, and this was done just days ago, right when the trailer dropped for the show and received endless backlash on social media. Now, get this, the theme of the ending, to make matters worse, was Christmas in July, with Christmas trees and other ornaments and decorations seen on the beach and Christmas lights seen on Malibu Beach during twilight hours. Now, the overall rap song that Meghan was lip-syncing to was a spin on a combination of popular Christmas songs all combined, and Ted Sarandos was pushed to agree with the producers based on the response from the screeners to delete this entire ending at last minute. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, not only is this something that I think would have been labeled as a viral moment. I think it truly would have been something that would actually be labeled as an infamous moment for With Love Meghan Season 2, where it would have been heavily mocked by those across social media and even in mainstream media. The fact that they actually filmed a Christmas in July session on Zuma Beach, of course, or somewhere in Malibu. What's interesting about this is that the fact that Meghan Markle is getting so bent out of shape about this, the fact that she believes that this ending was by far her best acting ability in the show, and how it got scrubbed by Netflix, all because of the fact that, yes, it did indeed fail consecutively for all 7 test screenings by the screeners, and the screeners even gave Netflix a firm warning that if they actually stuck with this ending, even if the show did well for the first, half, give or take, it would have actually tanked the ratings just because of this ending scene alone. That really is a wake-up call that Netflix really has no idea what they're doing. They're very unorganized. They weren't listening to the screeners for a very long time, just up until now. After the 7th test screening, just let that sink in for a moment, after all 7 test screenings failed for the show, especially for the ending of the season, now and only now do they decide to actually get rid of it and swap it with something else. Just a couple of days until this thing drops on their platform. Now, moving onwards, Netflix reportedly spent an estimated $5 million to fulfill and create this entire scene that was a 3-day shoot between Markle and 8 estimated celebrity cameos, ranging from both B and A-list actors that never made the cut. Regardless of the ending getting cut, Markle is demanding Netflix to release this ending of Season 2 as a deleted scene, and Netflix is not backing down and sticking to their gut to never let this see the light of day, to save their reputation, or whatever reputation they have left, right? Now again, we all know that this is going to be a bigger ratings disaster than Season 1, or Part 1, whatever you want to call it, because of the fact that they not only rushed through this thing, they're actually going through the re-editing process at a very, lightning speed right now. They're going through this thing like, no tomorrow, essentially. They have little to no time to wrap things up within about a day or 2 from now before they actually get this thing out on Netflix. And again, like I've said before in the past, we know that this show is going to be the epitome of all the wrongs that you could do in an actual show, and it involves the terrible acting, the producing, the directing, the writing, the cinematography. I mean, everything about the show. It even has continuity errors that they had to fix and patch up. There were far too many of those that you may very well see a couple of those here and there in Season 2. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, Meghan Markle as a whole, alright, is going through a ton of backlash, both publicly and internally over at Netflix. And the fact that it got so bad to the point that Ted Sarandos had to agree with the producers, based on the screener's response, to scrub the entire ending scene, to scrub this Christmas in July ending scene, which could have very well been the precursor to what they were going to do now, or what they are doing now, for that Christmas special. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all of this related to the whole Malibu Beach, Zuma Beach setting for this barbecue Christmas in July scene that was going to be used as the ending. The fact that she was dressed up like Pamela Anderson from her cooking show is really the terrible icing on the cake. But overall, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.